Hello friends, my name is Bree and welcome to That Iowa Homestead. So I am over in my main garden area by my bucket planters. As you can see, my hands are very dirty. I just pulled out all of my lettuce that had gone to seed already and I topped off my containers with some fresh soil. The plan was that I was going to get these planted with some celery and some lettuce, but I lost track of time. I have to get ready to go to my night job. So I did not want to just jump on immediately into planting. I wanted to let you know that I pulled any weeds that were in here out. I pulled the lettuces that were all in here out because they had all gone to seed. So when I come back, which will be in just a couple of seconds for you, I will be planting some fresh lettuce and some celery in these buckets right here, probably in the buckets next door as well, but I still need to top those ones off with some fresh soil. So that's the project we're working on. I'll see you in a couple of seconds. All right, friends, it is a new day. I got my buckets all full and ready to go. I just pre-moistened the soil because I don't really want to water after I plant these seeds. I don't want to displace my seeds. So the soil is all moist and ready to go. I have these 8 buckets here that I want to fill, all with lettuce, and I have 4 different varieties of lettuce that I want to plant today. So we have the Aunt May's Bib lettuce, we have the Little Gem Mini Romaine, we have the Marvel of 4 Seasons, which is beautiful, by the way, and then we have my favorite, the Butter Crunch. So I'm thinking I'm going to do 2 of each. So we'll do like Butter Crunch, Aunt May's, etc., etc. So let's get those in the soil. All right, so remember when we planted these a while back, these seeds are very tiny. So I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a different angle this time. Maybe you can see a little better what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna get these top buckets planted and then I'll bring you in for the lower buckets, okay? All right, so I'm gonna try to do these very carefully and one at a time. It is a little breezy out today. Shouldn't be too much of an issue though. So the Marvel of 4 Seasons gets pretty big, so I'm only gonna put 1 in each of these buckets. I am gonna plant at least 2 seeds though, and then I'll thin out if I need to. All right, so I do have 5 seeds in my hand here. I'm gonna go ahead and put all of these in the soil, and then I'll thin out as needed. This wind. So these just need surface sown. So all that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little indent in this soil right here, just teeny tiny little indent. And then I'm gonna put my seeds directly in that little indent. And then very gently, I'm just gonna maneuver some soil right there. So they're just like barely covered by soil. And I'm gonna continue to do that in all 4 of my buckets. This bucket, I'm gonna do the Little Gem Romaine lettuce. This says you can plant every 6 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do 4 plants in this bucket. All right, I have a small handful of seeds in my hand here. I'm gonna do the same thing, just a little divot in the soil, teeny tiny little divot. And then I'm just gonna sprinkle a few seeds in each little divot. Perfect. I think I got anywhere between 3 and 5 seeds. I will thin them out later as necessary. Same thing, just gently press the soil on top of these teeny tiny little seeds. Barely covered. All right, this one also says to sow the seeds every 6 inches. So same thing for this one. Telling you, it has been really nice so far this summer. Since we had that drought early spring, there have been like no mosquitoes. None. I don't think I've even seen a mosquito this year. It's been wonderful. But I think the flies are taking advantage because, good Lord, they will not leave me alone. Okay, so this is also every 6 inches. So the only one that I had that makes a really big head is the Marvel of Four Seasons. All right, that should do it. All right, our lettuces are planted. I put my little cage back up to keep the chickens out of them. We're good to go. This project's done. Let's move on to the next one. Good morning. It is the next day now. My afternoon ended up getting kind of busy, which is fine. No big deal. But it's kind of chilly this morning. It is just after 7 in the morning. And it's supposed to be like 90 today. So I was expecting like warmer temperatures out here, but no. I'm kind of chilly. But so the last project that we're going to work on in this video is I'm over in my container garden area. I'm going to get all these plants watered, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to harvest some basil, and I'm going to harvest some sage. We're going to get those drying out. All right. Everything's watered. I got to say, since I took the weeds out of here, everything's starting to look way better, which is exciting. So we are over here in my container garden area. And today we are for sure going to harvest some basil and some sage. The other thing that we may end up harvesting is some peppermint down there. That's looking pretty good too. I might wait a little bit on that though. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. So I have my shears here. We are going to give these guys a pretty significant haircut. That's exciting. I can't wait to get these in the dehydrator. Okay, so how we're going to do this is I've been pruning off the flower portions that have been growing in here to try to keep them from flowering. It's time to go ahead and do like a big pruning on this thing though. Get all this in the dehydrator. Get some nice, oh, I love it. I wish you guys could smell this. The smell of basil is just, I love it. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for a good Y. And we're going to prune this off right before that Y. I have my little basket sitting right here. We're just going to keep doing that. We're going to look for those Ys and keep pruning off these branches right before the Ys. Because this is how we're going to get it to branch off and bush out and get even bigger. leave this guy alone for now. I've got like a decent amount of basil in here that we can be drying. And I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna start harvesting some sage leaves. So how we are gonna go about doing this is we are just gonna be clipping individual leaves, just like this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to harvest some peppermint too. And we're going to do the same thing that we did with the basil. We're just going to find a good Y and harvest right before the Y. Get this plant to really bush out and look nice. Unfortunately, my little dehydrator did not have enough room for all of this peppermint. I could only fit my basil and my sage in there. So we're gonna get this stuff dehydrating, and then hopefully tomorrow we can get all this lovely peppermint in the dehydrator too. We knocked out a couple of really good projects in this video, but there's still more work to be done. So thank you for coming with me today. I'll see you soon.